Good evening. Welcome to Metro Focus. Thanks for joining us. I'm Jack Ford. In 1993, Natasha Alexenko, a 20-year-old sophomore at New York Institute of Technology, was sexually assaulted at gunpoint in her Upper West Side building. Her body violated her apartment, now a crime scene. She was taken to the hospital and given a rape kit exam that could provide evidence to identify her unknown assailant. She would never have guessed it back then, but that kit would be placed in New York City's storage alongside some 17,000 others that would go unprocessed for years. Nearly a decade later, her backlogged rape kit was finally tested, and her rapist, who had roamed free for 10 years, was finally brought to justice. Now, Natasha is sharing her story in her new book titled A Survivor's Journey from Victim to Advocate, as well as her vow to no longer be a crime statistic, but instead an advocate with her initiative called Natasha's Justice Project. And we're delighted to have Natasha joining us now. Natasha, thanks for spending some time with us here. I mentioned some of the details of your case, and I mentioned the fact that nearly a decade went by before an arrest was made. During the course of those years, did you know anything about what had happened to this rape kit that you had cooperated with at the hospital?
Yeah, I actually had no idea. I assumed that it had been tested. And I share that opinion with a lot of people. We assume if we've gone through the process of a rape kit exam, that kit has been processed. I was running under the assumption that the reason my perpetrator had not been found was something I did wrong.
I saw you say that. Where in some ways you thought that you were to blame for this, not for the assault itself, but for the fact that there hadn't been an arrest made. Why did you feel that way?
Well, you know, I had a really hard time recalling the face of the man that raped me, so I thought perhaps I wasn't a good witness, and that maybe if I was able to describe him better, they'd be able to find him, or, you know, if I was able to kind of put the details in order better. You know, it's interesting, and I hear this from a lot of survivors. Trauma has a way of really doing a number on our memory. The order of things, the color of things, the smell of things, and sometimes that even changes. Was he wearing, you know, green jeans? Was he wearing blue jeans? That sort of thing. I mean, that even changes. You know, when we're going through that kind of trauma, you know, our brain is really, you know, trying to protect us. So our memory kind of plays tricks on us. So I was assuming it was my fault. And I was really just plagued by guilt, assuming that I was...
That somehow, somehow you had not done what your job would be as a victim. So nearly 10 years later, I've seen you talk about this. There's a police officer shows up at your place and says, you need to make a phone call to the district attorney. And what did they tell you?
You know, they basically said, we have gotten around to testing your rape kit. We're nearing a statute of limitations. We had a statute of limitations in New York at that time. And we're hoping to do what's called a John Doe indictment, which is charging the DNA in the rape kit with the crime so that eventually we can find the man that raped you. Essentially, we'd be stopping the clock on the statute of limitations.
Here's the question. Were you surprised about the fact that your rape kit had not been tested in all of these years then?
You know, it's really interesting because in retrospect, like now that I know about the rape kit backlog, now that I know there's so many kits that remain unprocessed, I would have, you know, felt differently. But in that moment, this was all so new to me. I really didn't know anything about the criminal justice system. All I knew was that somebody was calling me to tell me that they still remembered what happened to me and that they were looking into justice for me. So I was just grateful.
One last question about this whole scenario. They make an arrest, and you're in court to confront the man who had sexually assaulted you. And I've seen you say that it was both the hardest thing you ever had to do and the most empowering thing you ever did. Explain that to me.
You know, I think it was a moment where, you know, the power was back in my hands in a sense. But it's, you know, it's really interesting, you know, and I kind of watching as these things unfold as like a bystander almost. But being in the courtroom with Victor Rondon, the man that raped me, even though, you know, I perhaps my recollection of him wasn't exactly what it should have been. Something like instinct took over. It was really amazing. My brain was telling me, get out of there, and I just started hyperventilating, and it was completely out of my control. And I passed out in the courtroom. There was something deep inside of me that didn't recognize that all that time had passed. And I was somehow returned back through time to the moment he was raping me.
That's entirely understandable. Let's jump forward now to what you're doing and talk about your project. What is it that you're doing that hopefully will aid others who find themselves in the same very difficult situation that you found yourself in?
The only way I can describe my need to pursue justice, help justice for others, it was like I was compelled. It was not really a choice. I feel like there was just something compelling me in this direction. I really recognized that I was just so fortunate to get justice. I was fortunate to have amazing prosecutors that were on my side, that were keeping me in the loop, that really treated me like I was part of a team as opposed to, here's this poor victim we're going to take care of. And as I met other survivors, and I recognized that they didn't have just all the wonderful things I had, and I didn't think it was fair. I wanted to make certain everyone got the justice that I was fortunate enough to have. And, it's interesting how this journey has really changed my life, because as much as I thought I was helping others, I feel like I've almost gotten more out of it, in the sense that it's really helped my healing. And I genuinely have met the most incredible human beings that I could ever dream of knowing. The survivors, the advocates that are fighting for this. It's a dark, dark subject. We're talking about sexual assault. I'm working on a project hoping to end the stigma, test backlog rape kits. It's a very sad topic, but it's so inspiring to see there are people who are just genuinely altruistic and really care. And I think that oftentimes we forget that.
Well, when you talk about you encountering inspiring people, I'm sure they're saying the same thing, very same thing about you. Because indeed, in your journey, as you said, from a victim to an advocate, you have been inspiring to so many people. Progress is being made. Your book is a marvelous look at your own journey, and it teaches us an awful lot about it. So, Natasha, I want to thank you for spending some time with us, and again, the fact that you have been able to turn this into this direction in your life has indeed been an inspiration for a lot of people. So thank you so much. You be well, and we'll talk to you again down the road, all right?
Thank you very much.
All right, take care.
You too.